telltale sign. But I think it comes down to three things. After we get our mindset right, we have to pay attention to a couple of other things. Let's focus on at least two. And so one of them is, all right, how do we justify our price? Besides the fact that we do a good job and we're good at what we do, how do we create this environment where we justify the price? Okay, so we've gotten over our mental hiccup. We're getting to the point where we will allow ourselves to increase the price incrementally, not all at once, but incrementally till we feel comfortable where we get it, where we want it. And then we have to now justify it. So I think there's the justification that we do a good job and we get the result or the desired result. And then there's the justification of the of what the appearance of the justification is, right? So this is where we come into what's called micromanaging the client experience, right? So the way in which we create a value in the mind of the prospect is by ensuring that not only are we good at what we do and we have a unique competitive advantage over our competitors, but that we stand out in all the ways that we communicate with them from the very first contact forward. So Mike, you and Kat do an excellent job of this, right? You have created a white glove level service because you may charge the right price for your services, but you don't just you don't sell swamp juice in a perfume bottle is what I always like to say, right? You give real value for the dollar, but you also give real perceived value for the dollar. So when somebody calls you or they email you, they're going to be communicated with rapidly. Like they're not going to have to wait for a response. Is that an accurate statement?
Correct. I'll tell you a quick anecdote. I had a client come in and I always ask, how they came to us, who can we thank for the referral? And he said, well, you can thank your receptionist because she answered the phone, because I called a bunch of other attorneys and nobody even answered the phone. She's the first one to answer the phone. I mean, as simple as that.
Isn't that sad? It's happy because that's how easy it can be sometimes. I'll tell you, you're right. My wife is turning an age that I'm not allowed to mention. And I'm having a party for her at the house. Well, I'm not going to be here. She insisted I wasn't going to be here, matter of fact. And I'm inviting her friends from Arizona to come out because we moved to North Carolina. And so I wanted to hire a private chef to come out and cook them a nice meal at the house. And so I don't know anybody here. So I just started Googling and I called 3 people and 2 didn't get back to me. 1 went to the owner's cell phone and said, oh, his receptionist was off today. So he answered his own calls, but he was at the park with his kids. Could he send me his information tomorrow? I said, absolutely. Is this your cell phone? No, it's the office line. Okay, well, here's my cell phone. You got a pen? Yeah, I wrote it down. Okay, text me, email me, whatever you got to do. I heard nothing, not a word. I'm like, all right. So I called somebody else. I realized I'd gotten nothing like 2 days ago. I'm laying in bed and I'm scrolling through my phone looking for solutions. I find another one. I'm like, well, I'll try this one. I'm like, all right, this time I'll just fill out the form. I filled out the form on their website. Son of a gun. They call me back the next day. She goes, why do you mind if I ask why you chose us? I go, yeah, because you returned my call. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what your food tastes like. Right now, like you would think hiring a private chef, like the basis of this would be how good is your food? No, the basis is, will you return my phone call? It's so sad, right? Which means it's so easy to win out there, right? I didn't ask that lady. I didn't ask her about price once. Yeah. I just wanted somebody to service me well.